Everyone thought the billionaire's daughter was born blind. Until one night, the new maid saw her flinch. At something she wasn't supposed to see. The city never really slept. It only changed its rhythm. Manhattan's towers hummed with electricity, and inside one of them stood the Langford residence, a piece of modern architecture so flawless it felt airbrushed into reality. Underneath the marble driveway, a black sedan rolled to a stop. From it stepped Maya Thompson, 26, wearing a thrift store coat and holding a small duffel bag. She was nervous, the kind of nervous that rattled your breath, but sharpened your eyes. The mansion's door opened before she could knock. A woman in a gray uniform, face carved in professional indifference, looked her over. New maid? Yes, ma'am, Maya answered softly. Follow me. As she stepped inside, Maya's world changed color. Warm amber chandeliers, glass staircases, the faint scent of lilies and wealth. But beneath that beauty was something colder, like the air itself had rules. The head maid, Mrs. Dunn, walked briskly. You'll work the east wing. No unnecessary talk. You serve, you clean, you leave. The Langfords are particular. Maya nodded, her sneakers squeaking against marble. When they passed the grand piano, a soft voice came from above, delicate, trembling. Mrs. Dunn, is someone there? At the top of the stairs stood Isla Langford, 17, barefoot, wearing a silk dress that shimmered like water. Her pale blue eyes didn't meet Maya's. They stared just past her. She's blind, Mrs. Dunn whispered. Maya froze, watching the girl smile faintly in her direction. Who's that? Isla asked. The new maid, Mrs. Dunn said. Oh, welcome. Isla's voice was gentle, kind, too kind for this silent palace. Maya smiled. Thank you, miss. Isla tilted her head. You sound young. I am. Maya chuckled nervously. Something about that moment stayed with her. The way Isla's eyes flickered, almost following sound like she wanted to see. Days became predictable. Maya woke before dawn, polished, folded, served. The mansion was always spotless, but never alive. The billionaire, Charles Langford, rarely appeared. When he did, silence followed him like a shadow. His voice could cut glass, calm but commanding. One morning, while dusting Isla's study, Maya noticed a wall covered in framed newspaper articles. Langford Tech launches Vision Foundation. CEO donates millions to blindness research. Her eyes fell on one photo, baby Isla in her father's arms, eyes bandaged. A caption read, Born blind, but blessed with love. Yet something about it bothered Maya. The photo felt staged. Isla's head turned slightly toward the flash. By week 2, Maya and Isla talked more. Do you miss color? Maya asked one afternoon as they sat in the conservatory, sunlight pouring in. I imagine it, Isla said softly. My father says, I see more with my heart. Maya smiled but stayed quiet. There was always a pause after Isla mentioned her father, like something unspoken hovered in the air. Then one day, during piano practice, Maya noticed Isla's fingers hesitate mid-song. You okay? She asked. Sometimes I see flashes, Isla whispered. Just light or shapes. But I'm not supposed to tell anyone. Why not? Because Dr. Adler says it's only nerves. My father doesn't like false hope. Maya's chest tightened. Maybe it's not false. Isla's eyes softened. You really think so? I think you know your own body better than anyone. The piano note hung in the air, a quiet rebellion between them. Late one night, Maya passed the medical wing, a private section of the house she was told never to enter. But the door was slightly ajar, and inside she heard voices. Her condition must remain confidential, said a man's voice, calm, clinical. I pay you to ensure it does, Charles Langford replied coldly. Maya peeked through the crack. Dr. Adler stood beside a monitor showing a glowing brain scan. She responds to light, Charles, Adler said. That means... It means nothing, Langford snapped. The blindness stays. She's safer that way. Maya's heart raced. Safer? Why would anyone want their daughter to stay blind? She backed away quietly, the truth burning in her chest. The next morning, Isla asked, You seem quiet. Maya hesitated. If you could maybe see again, would you want to? Isla laughed sadly. Of course. But my father, he doesn't like me asking questions. Maya looked into those blue eyes. They didn't look lifeless. They shimmered faintly, catching light. She made a decision. That evening, when everyone slept, she guided Isla to the balcony. Trust me, Maya whispered. Open your eyes. The city glowed beneath them, gold and silver veins pulsing through night. Isla blinked, and for a moment, her lips parted. Maya, she whispered, trembling. I see light. I see shapes. Tears streamed down her face. But the joy was short-lived. A voice thundered from behind. What are you doing? Charles Langford stood in the doorway, fury burning through composure. She's not ready for this, he barked. Get her inside. Isla sobbed. Daddy, I saw. You saw nothing. He turned to Maya, eyes like steel. You're fired. By morning, Maya was gone. Her things were packed, paycheck in hand, and silence followed her down the driveway. She'd done what she thought was right, but guilt haunted her. Why keep a daughter blind who could see light? That evening, on the news, she saw something chilling. Langford Tech accused of falsifying research data for blindness cure trials. The foundation's biggest investor? Charles Langford himself. It hit her. The blindness wasn't just personal. It was profitable. Maya couldn't stay silent. She contacted a journalist she'd met during her old nursing internship, Eli Torres, a calm man with restless eyes. If what you're saying is true, he said, this could destroy $1 billion company. It's not about money, Maya said. It's about a girl who doesn't know she's being used. Together, they pieced evidence, hidden medical notes, security footage, and one audio file she secretly recorded that night. Then came the knock. Police, lawyers, chaos. But not for Maya. For Charles Langford. The story broke within hours. Langford Tech's founder accused of exploiting daughter's blindness. Cameras swarmed the mansion. Investors vanished overnight. Charles's empire crumbled under truth. But what the world didn't see was Isla, locked in her room, crying. When the government seized the house, Maya returned, not as a maid, but as someone who believed in her. Why did you come back? Isla asked through tears. Because no one deserves to live in darkness, not even the ones lied to. Months later, Maya helped Isla through treatment. Under new doctors, they confirmed it. Her blindness was induced by years of wrong medication and sensory isolation. Each week, she regained fragments of sight, shadows, colors, the shape of a hand. And one spring morning, Isla opened her eyes to sunlight and whispered, Maya, you're beautiful. Tears streamed down both their faces. Charles Langford stood trial, stripped of power but not of humanity. In a rare interview, he said quietly, I thought I was protecting her from a world that only sees weakness. But I was the blind one. In the final shot, Isla and Maya stood on the same balcony, the one where truth began. The city still glowed beneath them, but this time, Isla saw it all. Maya smiled softly. You see it now. Yes, Isla whispered. Everything. The wind carried her laughter, free, real, and full of light.